Almost all your taxes go to military installations on foreign bases, 800 of them, but no other country has a military base in America, cause it's a fear tactic, it's a fear tactic. We are a fascist police state, fascist police state, fascist police state, wasting your money, wasting your money, wasting your money, fascist police state. Fascist police state, oh no, no. Fascist police state, wasting your money, wasting your money, wasting your money. It could go to education, or making millions of jobs, upgrading our energy grid. But no, 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 no. But no, 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 no. We are a fascist police state. Fascist police state. Almost all your taxes go to military installations on foreign bases, 800 of them. But no other country has a military base in America. Cause it's a fear tactic, it's a fear tactic. Cause it's a fear tactic. We are a fascist police state. Fascist police state, wasting your money. It could go to education, or making millions of jobs, upgrading our energy grid. But no, 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 no. Fascist police state. Fascist police state. Fascist police state, wasting your money, wasting your money, wasting your money. Fascist police state. Fascist police state, oh no, no. Fascist police state, wasting your money, wasting your money, wasting your money. Fascist police state. Fascist police state, oh no, no. Fascist police state, wasting your money, wasting your money, wasting your money.
Sarcastic, you are my jam. Hello, how are you doing today? Welcome, everybody. It is 6:07 p.m., the 7th of March, 2025. You are watching and listening to Professor Goggles here on Twitch. Surprise stream, bitches! How are you doing today? I felt bad that I missed a couple of streams. Like, I missed this Tuesday stream, I missed last week's streams. So I thought I'd make it up and hop a little bit into this game called Hotel Renovator. You all know how much I love the shit out of House Flipper, and I saw this game and I'm like, huh, this looks like it could be up my alley, so to speak. John Borg, greetings to you, sir. How are you doing? I hope everybody is doing well today. Yesterday we played some Sims 4. Not sure if I'll go back to it on stream, probably off stream for a bit. Like, I'm not really a Sims streamer. But that was fun. It was a good, interesting look into businesses and hobbies. So why don't we just jump right into this new game here? Well, new to me, anyway. And we'll see if it has some of the charm and interest that we did for House Flipper. So let's just hop right the whole on in here. Oh, okay. Select your assistant. Hi, I'm Sandra, and I'm here to help. Let's get this show on the road. Max, hello, my name is Max. Thanks for the opportunity, and let's get this hotel its 5 stars back. Hi, I'm Yumiko. Can't wait to start renovating this hotel with you. BB101 reporting for reception duty. There's no time to waste. Let's get on with the renovation. Okay. Well, I guess I like Yumiko's style here. I like the tats. She looks like she has a little bit of sass. I think we'll go with Yumiko. Alright, play story mode. What's up, Warhawk? How you doing today? We're checking out this game that is new to me called Hotel Renovator. I'm guessing one of these characters is us. You know what I miss? I miss good fucking city hot dogs. You know what I mean? Like, just being able to go to the corner, grab a couple of hot dogs with some ketchup and onion. Ugh! So fucking good. No, seriously, like, there was this one, he must be passed by now. But, when I was still living in Brooklyn, when I was younger, my grandfather used to take me to this guy, hot dog guy. It was on, like, 13th Street and 5th Avenue. And it was just this older dude that he knew. And they would just talk it up, and I would just eat a hot dog or two. It was great. Like, there's just something, like, so... I don't go so far as to say comforting, but, like, so nostalgic and tasty about a fucking... just a hot dog from the corner. You know what I mean? What's going on, Chaotic? How you doing? Did you go on, r/Wicca, like we were talking about last night? Oh, this is taking a hot minute to load, isn't it? At least we got, like, this hot, like, jazzy music. Good evening, wife. How are you doing, Evelyn? I hope that things are going well for you and your family. Welcome to the stream. But, yeah, now that we've got, the weekend ahead of us, it is Friday, thank God. So, what are you all looking forward to this weekend? Tomorrow I'm working, my temp gig. I think I told you all this, but, I'm doing a temp gig for the next couple of Saturdays where I'm teaching podcasting to kids, like to teens, you know, like middle school, high schoolers. And there's like a good 6 of them in the class. So they're very cute. They're very enthusiastic. Oh, and we just phased through the wall. Okay, good start. No, I didn't yet. I had a pretty busy day, unfortunately, but I tried to see it after the stream. Okay, cool. Uh, the game just froze. Game, so far you're not winning me over here. Hello, game? Game? I'm doing okay, how are you? I'm doing great. Except I'm trying to figure out, like, what is going on with this game that is currently just frozen here on untextured masses. This is fun. Oh, 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 oh. Not getting off to a great start, game. Not getting off to a great start.
It looks like we have an uninvited guest.
That's a
Let's show her
chicken.
who's boss here. Catch her.
That. F.
I didn't think you'd be able to do it, to be honest. Now we have to get rid of her. Throw her out the window in the hallway. She'll like the big city.
Throw her out the window in the hallway. Yumiko, like, I don't know about this. I'm doing okay though. Like, I'm still in some pain. But set the chicken free. Alright, chicken. Bon voyage.
The hotel is in disrepair. We need to put a lot of work into it. And yet, we already have guests waiting to stay here. So let's get the first room ready.
How is the sound? It seems like it's a little low. Give me a second here. Nope, it says it's up. Okay. Alright, so wait, we already have guests, and the hotel is looking like absolute garbo? Okay. Huh. Alright, we need to... Hold on. Let's start by at least cleaning the damn hallway, you know what I mean? Like, let's start there. What a hellhole this looks like. How do you rotate? It's not gonna tell me. Okay. Alright, let's find 104. Or 101. Okay. We're selling hotels like this? What are we doing? Time to call Ramsey. Hey, Squid. I know you're not feeling well. I was thinking maybe I could order us, some takeout if you feel up to getting it. Maybe get you some
look at all
soup.
this stuff. Let's start by earning some money on this old painting.
This old painting. Okay. How are we selling how are we selling fucking rooms with shit like this? This is a massacre. Hold on. All right, we'll get there. Let's hold on. Jesus Christ. This does look like a couple of hotels rooms I stayed in though. Not necessarily the trash, but like the old vibe, you know what I mean? I've been thinking about my own views about religion. I think I'm a pantheist. Nature is divine, or as Spinoza would write. I'm gonna butcher this. Due sive natura translate to God or nature. Yeah, I think it's, you know, I don't begrudge anybody their own opinions or thoughts about gods or lack thereof. You know what I mean? Like, whatever, it's whatever is meaningful to you.
Use the crowbar to dispose of the junk cluttering this.
Oh, we got a crowbar?
And don't hold yourself back.
How do we crowbar? Doesn't say. Oh, okay. Right mouse to hold and select the remove tool. Okay. Cool. Well, this should be a lot easier than us having to do it. Okay. Oh, we could just bop it. Bop it. Twist it. Destroy it. Interesting. So we can... Okay. Well, so far this is a lot more effective than having to bop each piece. However, I'm a little concerned that we're going to have to individually remove each, like, floor tile, which could be very tedious. I'm hoping that is not the case, but I guess we'll see. Oh, no. Are you kidding? We actually have to do that, though? You're kidding, right? No fucking way. Get out of here. No, we don't. Sounds nice, except for the picking it up part. I know. I'm sorry. I was just thinking, like, because you don't feel well, so I was like, oh, we can get soup. The soup for my family. It really is the Gordon Freeman method. You're absolutely right. Which I appreciate the quickness of it, I suppose. But I'm also worried about the damage we're kind of leaving behind here. Yeah, we have to destroy the floor elements. Holy shit. Oh, that sucks. Oh, okay, so we can just... Oh, look at that. Okay, so it did account for a mighty swing. Got it. Alright, I was really worried that we would have to, like, do everything, like, one little bit at a time, and that would have been, like, a big fucking problem for me. How do we get rid of... Okay. Alright, so we can hold and smash! Alright, we're getting there. Oh, this place looks like shit. You set your alarm for 9:30? Okay. Well, Squid, before you go back to bed, do you want me to put in order in for the Chinese food or something? Like, so we can get some soup or something? Alright, we got the floor done. It says we still have trash. What do we... Is this counting as trash? Oop, I guess so. Okay. Okay. Oh, I guess we're keeping that. Alright, so do we have to destroy the walls too? Okay, I guess we do. All right. Get out of here, old wallpaper. I'm not sure how I feel about some of the flash effects. We may have to see if there's a way to disable those to kind of grind in my gears a little bit here. Did I miss some stuff? Oh shit, that's the ceiling. Oh, I fucked up. Oh, I fucked up. Great job, Joan. You're already fucking destroying the room. That's good. Shit. Alright, well, I can't just leave it like that. We gotta do the ceiling now, too, right? Like, we can't just have it fucking half finished. Passing back out now? Yes. Okay. Alright, so when the stream is over, I'll throw in an order for some egg drop soup for you, and I'll grab something. Hey, Callie, how we doing today? We're checking out Hotel Renovator. So we're starting by completely demolishing room 101 here. We threw a chicken out of a window, because that's apparently humane. So getting off to a great start. I feel like, depending on the vibe we're going for this hotel, maybe we could have kept the chicken around. Like a little bit of country in the big city. We got a pet chicken. Everything's going well. That's the Gordon Freezer man. Alright. Oop, okay, I don't know why that one broke, but alright, sure, why not? Okay, so it looks like we can bop to fine-tune it. That's actually not that... That's not as slow as I thought it would be. Okay. So let's bop, bop. Bop, 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 bop. Okay. Probably have to do the bathroom too, huh? Alright, that's not as bad as I thought it would be. It's really not. And we could, like, quickly bop out, like, anything that we miss. So that's... not too shabby. Bop, bop. See, now imagining, like, a Half-Life game where you have to like, say you have to... Oh my god, can you imagine? Like, a cozy Half-Life game where you have to rebuild, like, City 17 or something. This is giving me all sorts of interesting ideas. I can kind of I could fuck with a game like that. What do you think? I'm filled with a violent rage harbored towards the president of the college I work for. I did see a little bit of that in the Discord, and that looks like hot garbo miss. So I am a little confused. Tool mode, Q and E. No? Alright, so how do I... Hold on. Also, it's kind of... This is like a kind of quality of life thing, but it's bothering me that the interaction is F and not E. How do we get rid of the shit that's on the floor? Also, what am I missing? It's saying that we have... Oh, I say I missed a couple of things. Let's fix that real quick. Do I have to do the ceiling?
There's lots of rubble on the floor after all that mayhem you caused.
You think?
You've got some cleaning up to do.
Okay, hold the pie menu. Choose cleaning tool. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, alright, that was pretty good. Oh, look at this. That is a mighty sweep, my friend. Dude, we got arms for days. Look at this. Hold on, wait. Ready? I love it. Holy shit. If only Valve was still in the business of making... Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Now I'm just sweeping? I'm not...
Perfect.
Okay.
Now it's time for a new floor and walls. Choose something modern and tasteful.
Modern and tasteful. Okay, so how do we do this? Okay, oh, here we go. Choose a wall and use mouse to select coverage style. You can choose between the color and color palette by pressing tab. Hold mouse button to start coloring. Okay. Oh wait, hold on, we missed a spot. We missed the little guy right here. Hold on. There we go. All right, so we got cleaner, floors, walls, and ceilings. Okay, so let's start with the walls and figure out what kind of vibe we're going for here. Broom really did say swoosh. Interesting. Wallpaper, paint, Halloween. Hold on. Hello? Hello? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we're totally doing this as an accent wall. Are you kidding me? Can I, like... Okay, this is a very odd interface, but so far I don't hate it. So it looks like we have to, like, kind of press and hold to get the wallpaper. Okay. A little strange, but again, I'm not hating it. It just takes a minute. Okay. I kind of fuck with this. This is a really cute accent wall. All right, how do I go back? Okay. Other. What is other? Grass. Did we... Wait. Hold on, we can make it gay? Can we make it gay? It's not letting me make it gay. That's unfortunate. Okay. Ceramics, wallpaper, graphics. Oh, let's just paint. Oh, so it gives you like different palettes to work with. Okay, okay. So let's see here. I feel like the sky would be a good complement. No? Let's see. I think that's nice. What do you think? Maybe, I mean, like, we could go with the darker blue, but it seems like that would be a little too much. I don't know, I kind of like the sky one. Just another day of the admins of my workplace hating the idea. Yeah, right? Like, let me just say, I understand. Alright, so we're gonna get to painting these. I don't hate this. You know what this is giving me? This is giving me strong Hotel Pennsylvania vibes. I don't know if anybody's... My old friend. Hello, Luna. How are you today? There was this, hotel in New York City that was right across the street from Penn Station. The Hotel Pennsylvania. And it was, like, back in the day, it was really, really lovely. And it was, like, a good place to go, like, if you were traveling. Because, you know, again, Penn Station was right there. Amtrak was right there. But it recently shut down. I stood in there once when I was going to a radio, like a college radio conference. Can we do? I do wish we could do like bigger swatches at a time instead of having to do the square by square. But this isn't too bad. See, now I'm thinking maybe we could do, it would be kind of cool maybe to do like themed rooms. So like maybe this is like the magic room, and then we have another room that's like the modern room or the goth room or something. I don't know. Like, does that make sense? I've always wanted to stay in a hotel that had like themed rooms, if that makes sense. Like, it just seems like, you know, you're on vacation, you know, it's a chance to kind of do silly things. Wish my phone would send me alerts when people stream. I know, like, it's the Twitch app too is also like part of the problem, right? Okay, you know what? I don't hate this. I don't hate this. Maybe we could have gone a little lighter, but like now that we're here, you know what? We could have gone a little lighter because it would have matched the... You know what? It's okay. It's fine. So what place are we working on today? Well, this is room 101 in our new hotel. Again, I want to hit E. We can't leave? Hello? Why? Why can't we leave the... Okay, maybe we're here because it's a tutorial. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. Okay. Okay, let's go back to walls. Let's get all the walls done. Let's figure out what we're doing with the bathroom here. So we probably want tile, right? I guess they count it as ceramics? Here we go. Okay. That is way too busy. Holy shit. Oh, you know what we could do? Hold on. So I like... This is kind of like nice and plain. Okay, I know what we could do. So let's... I don't like the beveled look with that. Alright. So let's do like... Here. Right? And then we could do like... You know they have like how bathrooms have like that half cut tile thing going on? Let's try this and see how it looks. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. Eventually you'll be able to paint with the might of a broom. I fucking hope so. Can you imagine? Just use the broom and just slap some paint on there. How satisfying would that be, right? Good thing I'm starting off with a lot of money, because this shit ain't cheap. What is this, the hotel California? Right, I'm getting a little bit of, like, creepy horror vibes going on here, but we'll make it work. I think it just wants us to finish a tutorial, which is fine. Alright, let's go back to... Oh, hello? Alright, I don't want to fuck with any other colors or anything right now, so let's just keep this as it is. I guess one thing I do like about it is that you're not like, in the same amount of time that we're kind of figuring out, like, okay, paint here, like, we can move on to other things while the walls are being worked on. So it is a little, like, multitasking in that way, so that's not too bad. Oh, shit. Damn it. We can fix that. Hold on. Easy fix, easy fix. Okay. Alright, that doesn't look too bad. I think that's looking okay. And then for the floor... Hold on. There's a little, like, delay when you're selecting something from the pie menu, which is a little awkward, but we'll make it work. I'm thinking we just go down with the mosaic, right? Like, just... Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, I think that looks nice. I mean, once we, you know, fill it all in, the point remains. Alright, I think that's looking nice. This looks like a nice sort of modern bathroom, right? I could just be fooling myself, but... Eh. Eh. It's so forceful, I love it. Alright, now for out here... See, now I'm regretting this blue, damn it. I'm regretting. And I shouldn't. I don't want grass. I don't want grass inside. What are we doing here? I guess we have to go with carpet. Okay. Seamless triangle. Ugh. Countryside kids rug. Stripes, lines, basic carpet. Royal ornament, fence, wool. Diamonds ornament. We probably want something simple so it doesn't clash with the... Yeah, let's just go with basic. And then for color... Ooh. These textures are, They're something. I mean... Oh, I hate it. Oh, ugh. Like, I'm enjoying the kind of, like, glitched vibes we got going on here, but, like, I don't know. Something about these textures are kind of, like... Is there, like, mesophobia, but with colors and texture? Like, it's very bizarre. I'm not enjoying this. Let's see what this looks like. It's a hotel, it can't be too nice. Yeah, right? Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. Like, it's not, I don't know. There's something about this texture that is, like, really off-putting to me, and I can't quite put my finger on it. It's one of those things where it's like, I'm struggling to explain why it's bothering me so much. I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's kind of oceany. Like, it's not so much the color that I have an issue with, but it's like the sketchiness, I guess, and how it's repeating. Like, I don't know. Like, it's giving me the ick for reasons that I can't quite describe. Yeah, I don't know. Also, we're gonna fix that ceiling. Fuck. Forgot about that. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's like, you ever just have one of those feelings where it's like something is bothering you, but you can't quite, like, figure out why? That's kind of the vibes that I'm having with this right now.
Now for the most pleasant part, furnishing. Let's start with beds. Guests need to have something to sleep on after all.
Usually. Alright, so, let's see
We'll
here.
also need chairs and a nice little table, so the whole room's appealing to look at.
Sorry, I had to blow my nose. Alright, so how do we furnish? Press Q or E to rotate object by 90 degrees. Hold Q or E to rotate it smoothly. Highlight already placed item with the reticle and press space. You can switch between the material and color by pressing tab. Okay. Furniture. Here we go. Alright, so first things first, let's start with a bed. This is probably big enough to do 2 queens, maybe? Oh, Lord. What are other options here? Oh, we don't have many options at all. We have to wait until we rank up. Okay. Alright. Oh, we could do 1... No, 2 queens aren't gonna fit. Oh, we can only... Okay, so comfortably, I think we can only do, like, 1 large bed. Okay. Hmm. I mean... Okay. Sure. Oh, this only wants 1 bed anyway, but still. What's pretty to some rub others the wrong gay. No, I'm kidding. No, I definitely understand. Like, if you like it, I'm not shitting on you or anything. It's just, I don't know. It's weird vibe. I kind of like that one. I like the sort of industrial feel. Whoa! We got going on here. I mean, at least it gives you some variety of choices. You know, that's pretty good. But I think we'll just go back to that other one. Yeah. Can we change colors? No, we can't. Okay. Alright, so there's 1. There's 2. Beautiful. And now we need a table. What are our options here? That one's kind of fun. I like the jigsaw puzzle look. Yeah, talk about basic bitch furniture. Jesus Christ. Alright, so we can put... Okay, let's put a table here. Because they're probably going to want a TV or something, right? How many chairs do we need? We need 2 chairs? Okay. And then they want a couch. Whoops. Let me see. Is it me or they're like... Some of these couches just look like super uncomfortable. I do like... Hold on. Ugh. I like these. Where would you go? No, come back. I forgot how to rotate. Hold on. There we go. It's snapped. That's interesting. All right, coffee tables. What do we got? No, no. Maybe. Sometimes you just have to go with something that's plain. You know what I mean? It's a leaf. I kind of like the leaf one, to be honest. Actually, that was kind of fun. There we go. Now they want a armchair. Ooh. The big spin. I mean, this is a pretty typical armchair that you'd see in a hotel, right? I'm not sure how I feel about these other ones. Oh god, no. It's giving ass pain. Alright, let's just go... Yeah. Let's just go with the first one we found that was looking pretty good. I do wish there were different colors, but I guess we kind of gotta get what we can get, right? Alright, this one we're gonna put, like, sort of catty corner right here. There we go. Alright, what's next? Carpets, curtains, closets. Okay. They look like fabric-covered wood blocks. Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, the textures are a little weird, but I'm trying not to, like, be that guy about it. You know what I mean? That one looks okay. It only wants one closet, so... No. Like, this is more like of a kitchen cabinet, like you'd store your dishes in, right? Like, that's not really a clothing closet. Whoa, hello. Jesus Christ. Alright, let's... What's that one I liked? This one's good. We'll go with this one. And now we need 2 shelves. I guess we can put them over here, right? Oh, we got some hexagon? Ooh. Fun. Alright, you know what? I guess we can put one here and then one here.
Lovely. Now for the bathroom, and then we're good to go.
I'm sure this is how every hotel room looks. I'm doing great. I am a perfect interior designer. Holy shit. Alright. Gorgeous. Gorgeous is the word for it. Erratic, maybe, might be better. Alright, what do we need here? We need a bathtub. What do we got here? That's kind of fun. I could fuck with that bit. No, we're not. No. Alright, let's do this one. There we go. And then we need a shower. Do we need a shower? Okay, we gotta get a toilet. I want to put the sink, like, over here, so let's put the toilet... All these kind of are not great. What is this? Imagine you trying to, like, take a shit, and then you're just bare back and ass against the wall. That's amazing. Holy hell. Okay. Oh, there's no... Oh. Okay. Sure. Alright. Oh, the cabinet... Oh. 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 Let's see what we're working with here. That's not too bad. Well, like, you want something that's gonna, like, actually hold stuff, right? So let's put one here, and then we'll... Oh my god. Put one here. And then we need bathroom wall accessories. We got a radiator, toilet paper holder. That's kind of important. Bathroom tumbler. Towel with holder. Okay. That would be helpful. I know it only wants 2, but I do appreciate that they have, like, grab bars here, so that if you need to, like, hold on to something, you can do that, right? That's really good. Like, it might be, like, a little, like, a small thing, but it's a little nod to accessibility that I really appreciate. That's really good. Alright, so what do we have here? Cup. Oh, yeah, we could do a cup. Disinfectant liquid, bubble bath, toilet paper, toothbrush. Can we put the toothbrush in the cup? Can we? Hold on. No, I don't think we can. Damn. It's such like a small thing, but I got really excited about it. Like, oh man, we could do that?
This room is missing some final touch. Add some cool lights, paintings, and standing decorations.
Alright, hold on a second. I'm adding towels. Rolled towels. Hell yeah! Do we have, like... Oh, yeah, we need a bin. That would probably be pretty important. Cream 2, men's perfume. Do we have, like... soap? There we go. Jesus Christ. Love using those hotel room... Yeah, there's certainly something. That's for sure. Also, don't we need, like, a mirror in here? Like, do we have... There's no mirrors. That's interesting. Okay. Huh. Halloween. We'll get back to Halloween in a second. Hold on. Alright, so we need... What is this? Decorations. Okay. Clock, antique clock, wooden plate, decorative bowl. Oh, that's fun. I like that. E? Incense? Maybe not. Fashion book! I love fashion book. Fashion book is my favorite. Red book, classic blue book, book 02. Book collection, interior book. Welcome to interior book. Nice, nice. Terrace we don't have. Where's my... Okay, so it's all the way back here. Okay, okay. Wall decorations. That is something. Actually, I don't mind this one. This one looks kind of cute. I don't hate this. I don't hate that. Nah. Variations on a theme. Red flower, trees in the fog. You want some fucking parrots? This should go in the bathroom. Hold on. Hold on. This is so stupid. I love it. It's so... I'm sorry. I know I'm easily amused, but like it's just, it's so dumb. I really like this. I think I'm gonna put this right above the couch. Okay. Plants. Ooh. Fancy. Oh god, it's huge. Cactus. Could be cute. Ooh, pothos. An orchid. We put it on the windowsill. No. Damn. Or we could put it here. There we go. Let's get some lamps. Let's get... Oh, that's kind of fun. Some of... I'm not going to say what this looks like. Okay. I do like that one. Is there one that's like... You would think that there was one that had like a USB. But I guess we'll just have to deal with what we got. Alright. Now we need sconces. Let's see. That's right in your fucking eye. Okay. Let's get one that's like hooded, please. Jesus. Alright, so let's do that. Then we'll do this up here. And then we need a ceiling lamp. Okay. That's kind of fun. I like that one. No, it's too formal. Too formal, too formal. Space! These are cute, but I kind of like... That's kind of cool. Let's put this one in the bathroom. Hold on. I like that one a lot. Let's go with this like kind of fun, funky one we got going on here.
Excellent! If your design is ready, you can make the room available for the guests.
I was gonna say that lamp looks like an end rod from my... You know what? That's true! That's a good point. Mirror. Here we go. Okay. We need a mirror for the bathroom. We can't not have one. There we go. Okay. Alright, I think this is looking ready-ish. This is missing something. We need to put something here. Hold on. Closets, curtains, carpets. We need... table. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know how... it just... it feels like something should be there. It's like you can rest your I was gonna say furniture. Whatchamacallit? Why can't I word today? Jesus Christ. Luggage. Did I say ghost trap? That is a fucking Ghostbusters ghost trap. Oh my god. Okay. Mini fridge. Hold on. Oh, let me put the mini fridge on the table. Don't be a dick. Game. You're ridiculous. Cool box. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Let's say Lorax desk? I'm the Lorax. I speak for the desks. Oh, here we go. Hold on. So let... okay, we'll put that here. And can we sell these guys? We can. Alright. 1 second. Let's put a nice desk there. Although that's probably not gonna work. Okay. There we go. And then we'll put like another small guy. A sleeping bag, cute. You're occasionally turning robot for a few seconds here and there. That's weird. Why am I turning robot? I don't have any drop frames. Thank you for the redeem. I will look into that. I don't know why we're roboting. That's a little bizarre. That would go there really nicely. Hold on. No! We'll sell that. Let me pick this one up here. There we go. That's looking nice. Stop it. Oh my god, please. It's not letting me sell these things. Okay, here we go. Okay, so you haven't noted. Okay, so there's got to be something else going on here then. It could be your internet, maybe? Question mark. We can have a cauldron? Oh my god, look at this. Look at this. Alright, we're gonna put that on top of the fridge. That's number 1. Ghost! Ghost guy! Like, as I said, I'm easily amused. Please don't mind me. I'm sorry. It's very cute. Look at this. Look at this little scamp. Oh my god, where can I put you, you little shit? Look at him. That's adorable. Look at him. Alright, enough. Venus and Attack of Opportunity! Oh my god, hello! How are you two doing? Attack, where? Wow, how have you been? Venus, how are you? Alright, I think we're doing good. I'm still not, like, happy with the color of the paint, but I think this is looking okay. Yeah, it's been a hot minute. How are you, my friend? I'm really liking the bathroom. This is ridiculous. Alright, let's call this, we'll call this finished. Oh my god. I just got absolutely tickled with the fucking the Halloween stuff. So good. This game looks like something you would play to relieve stress, but would end up more anxious for not knowing how to finish a room. Exactly. Like, we could have really gone into some detail here by adding, like, all the little amenities and stuff, but we'll get it at the front desk. Who cares? Alright, let's Oh, this is cute. All right, yeah, let's book the room. Oh, somebody's already in here. Hello, friend. You kind of clipping through there a little. Let's just get out of here.
Our first guests have just checked in, and they
Can I
look
get out of here?
satisfied. It's all thanks to you. Check out the booking app.
I can't get out of the room. Job hunting. Just figured I'd hop in to say hey before eating. Right. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, click to open the pie menu. When open, choose tablet. All right, what are we doing here? Every room has a cleanliness level. When the guests leave, this goes down. Okay. Guest satisfaction, smiley face, depends on cleanliness level of the room and other influencing factors. Keep them happy. Here is a summary of all your current income and expenditure. Okay. This window shows all the information you need about your hotel stay. Remember to keep your guests satisfied.
Multiple gifted
Oh my goodness.
received.
Hello! Trapped! Attack of opportunity. Thank you so much for those hacking gift subs. Warhawk, Llama. Please enjoy your subs and enjoy all the silly emotes that we have. That was very kind of you. Thank you so much. Alright, what do we got here? Okay, so we have the ground floor. We have 8 rooms on the second floor, or the first one on the second floor, probably. Penthouse. Okay. You can fast forward time by pressing plus. Time speed impacts cleanliness and income. Okay. Can I leave? Oh, thank God. Okay. You're gonna...
I found a letter addressed to us. Looks like Grandpa left it. Come and check it out.
Okay, wait. You're gonna rent a hotel to somebody and the place still looks like this fucking hot garbage? Are you kidding me? No. 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 We gotta do something about this. This is ridiculous. This is disgusting. I heard the robot stuff. It doesn't happen often and seems to correct itself fairly quickly. That's weird. Because I don't have any dropped frames or anything, so I'm not quite sure why it's roboting. That's very bizarre. I will look into that. Thank you for letting me know. Look at this. This place is a fucking hovel. Like, you gonna stay in a place that looks like this? I thought that was a mouse. A golden egg. You better keep it. What? Oh, okay. Thank you. The horror of being trapped in the room. Oh, sure, this is... It feels like it. Like, look at this. Like, would you rent a place that looked like this? This is fucking terrible. Like, yeah, okay, we have the one good room with a slightly busted up ceiling that I forgot to fix. But still. Let's... I know we have to go to the lobby, etc., but let's at least do something with this fucking lobby first, because this is embarrassing. Renting out in a place like... Look at this. Horrific. Awful. Shitty. Alright, let's... Oh, it didn't do... Okay. Oh, another egg. Hello, welcome to Egg. Yeah. There we go. This broom is like everything. Look at this. Alright, so it's still... Oh, okay. Alright, thank you. So, some of the controls do take a little bit of futzing around with to get used to, but... The power of the sweet... Oh. Oh, it's lifting it up automatically. Okay, I'm sitting here like, why are these things just floating in the air? Alright, so at least the lobby doesn't look like complete ass. Only slight ass. Alright, stop. Okay. How do I use the elevator? Elevator? Okay. It really does be feeling like a horror game, though. Holy shit. Just exposed wires in the elevator. I'm sure that's safe. I'm sure no child is, not accidentally going to stick their fingers in it. Look at this fucking place. Oh my god, are you kidding? Girl. This is unacceptable. No. No, 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 no. You're gonna let people rent a room and the lobby looks like this? Are you fucking kidding me? No. No, 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 no. Everything. I mean, you know what? I guess it depends on what kind of code we're talking about here. Look at this shit. Oh my god. Are you fucking with me right now? Yeah, who's gonna... let me ask you a question. You make a reservation. You see this, like, gorgeous modern room, and you're like, oh, this room looks wonderful. This is, you know, gonna be great. I've got, you know, my vacation already. It's, you know, this is gonna be awesome. And then you come in to the place, and the lobby looks like this. Are you shitting me? Would you even go upstairs to the room? You know, like, like, what would you do? Oh, here's another egg. Like, tell me you wouldn't, like, immediately cancel your reservation, no matter how much money it cost. Oh. Didn't mean to hit the wall there, but okay. This has all gotta go. This is just embarrassing. Alright. Now what is this? Service unavailable. Alright, well, okay, let's read the... Oh, God. Come on! At least pick up behind here, you lazy fuck! What are you doing? What in the... At least the Haunted Mansion was clean. Dear kids, welcome to my hotel. I hope you'll have fun returning it to its former glory. Oh, yeah, I'm having a blast. You'd be surprised at what you might find at the end of the road. Enjoy the journey, Roy Bennett. Like, if this is your grandpa, wouldn't you sign it, like, Grandpa?
I was right. This letter is really from our grandpa. I really hope we can make him proud.
Yeah, let's start with making him making us proud first. Look at this fucking place. What a mess. Alright, let's... Nope, let me do the... Oh, okay. New quality level unlocked. Oh, look at this. Oh, okay. So we've got a whole bunch of... Oh, God. So we got some... Oh, interesting. We got a whole bunch of different elements unlocked. That's good. Okay, cool. All right.
Here we go. Let's pick a name for this place and start working.
We? What have you done? You could have at least... When I was fixing up that room, bitch, you could have at least picked up all this crap that's over here. What have you done? All right. What should we name this hellhole? I am the worst at coming up with names. And I think some of you know this. So what should we call this place? Yeah, John Bork's real. Like, you're not wrong. Holy crap. Nice little wellness logo next to it. Holy crap. Alright, so is this what we're going? Is this what we're going with? We're gonna call it Motel Hell? Because that's what it's feeling like. Vampire issues. Alright, let's okay. Let's get back to, I don't know, doing something with this shit. Oh, Crowbar in! That would have been real good. Damn. Oh, what? What is this vampire-looking motherfucker? Good evening, my name is Vlad Romanescu. What? I'm staying the night and I have a few modest requirements. I like silence, and if I'm disturbed, or let's say I can get rather hot-blooded. Light irritates my sensitive eyes, so I'll need some dark curtains, and please remove any mirrors. Oh, okay. Just give me a second there, Vlad. Like, we've got some shit to do over here, okay? How do I get rid of the cobwebs, is my question. Okay, we can't do that. That sucks. Eh! Damn, now I'm really regretting not doing Crowbar in. What a wasted opportunity. I wonder if we can change our name, like, later on down the line. Looking for blood you can't purchase. Yeah, right? What the fuck is this? You know what? No. We're not even gonna touch this room yet. Fuck this place. At least the rug is okay, I suppose. Yeah, so apparently, like, if you're sweeping, it'll pick the items up for you so you can sweep if there's any shit underneath. So that I don't mind as much. Girl, can you do anything except just stand there? Like, anything. That would be great. Unfucking believable. I'm doing all the work here and you're getting paid? Do something! Occult Hotel would have been a good one too. Damn, all these good names. Damn! Can you do anything but stand there? And the wife said nope. You're not wrong. Alright, let's see here. Where are we going? 103? Go to the room 103. Oh no. Alright. Well, time to, Gordon Fisherman our way out of here. Alright, first we start by getting rid of all this hot garbo. Oh, this is like a whole suite! Look at this fancy- well, I say fancy. Damn expensive McGillicuddy, alright. Does he have a Terrence? No way. Oh, okay. I was about to be like, this motherfucker. While I'm breaking this up, what is the worst or even best hotel experience you've ever had? And this could be like a motel, an inn. It could be a motel, hotel, Holiday Inn. I feel like I'm too white to say that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I messed up somewhere here. Oh, we found another egg. Someone has to stay at the front to invite Vlad in. Yeah, that's true. They can't just let themselves in. That's the rules. What? I feel bad destroying that. Hold on. Okay. Alright, let's not destroy historical things, okay? That's just a little weird. Oh! Well, alright. What do we got in here? Oh, look at this fancy fuck. You get two ways to enter the bathroom. Okay. It did make a glass shattering noise. I'm almost a little disappointed in that. Alright. Look at those fancy rats start running everywhere. I'm honestly, like, I really hope this game doesn't have roaches, because that will, as many of you know, lead me to immediately freak the fuck out. Although, a place like this, I'm surprised we haven't seen any. I'm happy we haven't seen any, but I'm also surprised. Alright, let's get rid of all this crap. Good grief. Alright, let's do a little bit of sweep. Come on, you. Yeah. Okay. Worst hotel. Is that a vase or an urn? Oh. Oh, I don't know. Shit. They have accidentally broken Grandpa. Oops. Oh man, I didn't think about that. I hope it was just a vase. Oh boy. Let's just move on, shall we? Fuck. Worst hotel experience is accidentally booking a room in a dry county in Arkansas. Oh, that sounds delightful. That sounds fun. Notice my extreme use of sarcasm. Alright, we're gonna try not to fuck with the ceiling this time. We'll see if we can avoid messing with the ceiling. Bop. Bop. I see what they meant about the robot thing. R.I.P. Grandpa again. I don't know why we're roboting. I'm gonna have to look that up, because if all of you are getting it, then it's clearly something on my side. But I truly do not know what it is. So I'm gonna have to do some Google search and figure out what's going on. Yeah, almost done with the floor. Twitch is having issues. I really, whoops. I hope it's not. Like, it's one of those things, like, I hope it's not me, but if it is, I can at least, you know, try to isolate it. If it's Twitch, then it's truly like, I don't know. So you mess with people's grandpas. Hey, look, I did not know, okay? I did not know that those were potentially an urn until Luna pointed it out. So, while I take responsibility, I also have plausible deniability, okay? Let's just put it that way. I firmly maintain that this is not, in fact, my fault. Oh, there goes the ceiling again. Good. Good. That is precisely what I did not want to do. Aiming over here is a little difficult. Okay. Shaminus. Hello, Doomsday. How are you doing today? Welcome to Friday. How are you doing? This hotel is kind of a Shminus, if you think about it. For those of you who have been blessed to know about the Shminus. I say blessed, but like... Clearly the word blessed is doing a lot of fucking work there. Why would Grandpa be in some random room? I hope that is the case, right? Like, we just kept Grandpa's ashes in a random, broken down bathroom. It's what he would have wanted. Fucking hell. How am I doing today? I'm doing okay. Normally, I don't stream on Fridays, but, I felt really bad about missing, like, you know, like, almost 2 weeks worth of streams because of, like, my disability stuff and everything. So I was like, you know what? I just picked up this game. It's kind of like House Flipper, which is a big go-to for us on this channel. So I was like, let's give it a try. How about you, Doomsday? How you doing? That's what happens when you bust him crowbar blazing. People must be busted. You know what? If you didn't want your grandpa to get busted, you shouldn't have put it in a place that was easily crowbarred. I'm just gonna say it. The sympathy is just so good. Maybe don't put your dead grandpa in a place where it is easily crowbarred. I think we've all learned a lesson here today. Learned a little bit about ourselves and each other. You hold on, wait a minute. You had tortellini with sausage, tomato sauce, topped with cottage cheese. Hello, Doomsday. Do you got enough to bring and share for everybody? Because I'm very hungry. This is Italian. This is anti-Italian discrimination that I can't have some tortellini, and I'm not going to stand for it. Yeah. Health comes. Thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God. Speaking of health, can you imagine like the level of asbestos that we're getting, like breaking everything in this hotel? Can you imagine? There's got to be some, right? Like I'm not imagining this. This has got to be asbestos hell. Maybe that's what we should have named the hotel. Asbestos hell. You ate it all. Doomsday, you know, you're coming in here with your tortellinis. You come in here with your tortellinis. You talk about how delicious it is, and now you can't even offer something to people. You know what? That's just rude. It's a little rude. Maybe some of us here wanted tortellinis. You think about that? I do hope you know I'm busting your balls. I'm not being serious. Puts broken spaghetti. now you're really trying to rile me up with the broken spaghetti. Get out of here with that. Please. Oops. Just a couple of spots here. Boop boop. Here we go. Well, since you have no reflection but the crowbar, you know what? Maybe we too are vampires. Although we can be in the light. So maybe like, come on, you bastard. See, aiming over here is really difficult. I don't know why it's not letting me do that. That's frustrating. Maybe we're daywalkers, you know? Alright, we got all that. That's taken care of. Let's do our big power sweep. Okay. It's a great way to create more. That's a way to look at it, I suppose, but the strength, the power, the broom. Aw, you were getting so swept up today, baby. Oh, game, can you not freeze? Oh, I'm still sweeping. Each guest has a different decoration preferences. Fulfill the requirements to get extra tips and bonuses. Get it. So he wants curtains, candles, add shades of black and red. Can do. Alright. I don't like that. I don't like it. Can we get rid of this? Okay. Very good. I'm gonna mute myself again. 1 second. Your mic is crackling. Your voice broke then, but that one makes sense. All right, hold on. Hold on. I need to figure out what's going on here with my audio, because now this is gonna bug the shit out of me. Hopefully this is better, question mark. All right, I'm turning off the noise gate, and we'll see if that does anything. Okay. It happened post lag moment. Oh, okay. So maybe it's just. Oh, god damn it. All right. All right. First things first. Let's do the walls. I'm thinking this place is gonna be goth as fuck. It has to be, right? I'm also curious to know what wallpaper patterns we got. So let me take a look. You do sound a bit clearer overall now, though. Okay, good. Glad to hear that. How is the squid? Squid is not feeling well. Um, they came back from work today feeling like really shitty, unfortunately. So they're sleeping now. They've got their alarm set for I think for like 9:30. All right, let's see how this looks. That's not bad. You spoke too soon. Fuck. Okay. It bothers me when my audio isn't working because, like, having done media production for a while, one of the first things you learn is, like, people are willing to forgive a lot of things. Shitty audio is not one of them. Like, you can have kind of crappy video, but as long as your audio is clear, it's fine. But if your audio is having problems, like mine seems to be doing, it's an issue. So that is really bothering me. Ranch cures any ailment. This is true. I forgive it. I'm just happy to be here. Well, thank you. I'm happy you're here. Like, it's just, you know, and this kind of goes without saying, obviously, but like when you're streaming, like, it's so much nicer when you have people you can riff off of, right? It's sort of a lonely experience when you're not streaming to anybody. Did I get rid of you? So I'm thinking we do this wallpaper for like the main rooms, and then for the bedroom and the bathroom, obviously, we'll do something else. All right, let's just do that real quick. Okay. It still makes me want to start content creation. Go for it. Like, go for it, please. What do we have in Halloween? We have witch, bats, spider. I'm real tempted to put, like, bats up, but it's probably be a little corny, huh? Probably be a little too on the nose to put up bats. All right, let's see. What do we have in other? We have gradients. Gradients could actually be kind of fun. Hold on. He says he wants shades of black and red. Let's see what we got here. This could be good. You know what? We're gonna try this and see how it looks. I can fuck with this. I can fuck with this. We might not, like, we might do this big wall something else, but I'm kind of digging that. Go corny. You know what? Yeah, you know what? We could put the bats here like we did with the other room, and then have the rest of this room be like this cool gradient thing we got going on. It is, I have to admit, it is kind of cool seeing the wallpaper sort of unfurl and do all that, right? You're not doing anything? Hello? Okay, then don't. That's fine. I've always wondered what's the deal with New Yorkers hating people from Boston. I don't hate anybody from Boston. What are you talking about? If anything, I think it's just like the Yankees versus Red Sox rivalry, if anything. But no, like I've lived in New, you know, like I've been born and raised in New York City, man, and nobody hates anybody from Boston. Like legit, I don't know where that came from. Oh, you know what? Maybe I need to. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Like, if anything, I think it's more like shit talking than anything else, you know? Hello? Can I... Why can't I aim this thing? See, it's bothering me that there's, like, this separation here, because it's making it hard to, like, do that. What a pain in the ass. Okay. Alright, so we were doing other, we were doing this, we were doing this. Okay. There we go. Yeah, like it's. I'm pretty sure it's like just a rivalry, you know. Okay, Luna requested bats, so we're gonna do bats. Oh, hello. We could do red. Nah, that's too much red. All right. Again, maybe a little too on the nose with the bats, but you know, it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. All right, let's come in here and figure out what we're doing in the bathroom. We probably want tile. I really like this honeycomb kind of pattern thing going on here. That is way too much. Look at this. Holy shit. Oh, I don't like any of these. Nope. Nope, we're gonna do something else. Okay. Let's think. We could turn this into a Red Sox? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Maybe not. It's kind of like Kansas City versus... Yeah, there were so many people that were like, fuck Kansas City. I'm not so familiar to understand why we are all saying fuck Kansas City, but if that's what we gotta do, then that's what we gotta do, yeah? Like, if somebody can fill me in on why we're saying fuck Kansas City. Aside from the fact that they beat the fucking Bills? God damn it. Doomsday, I don't know, man. I don't know. Although, to be fair, like, the Bills did Bills it up, so... Oh, did we not break these? Ah, piss. Alright, hold on. When you put the get against the bat wall, so the Vlog victim knows exactly what kind of romance novel or bad tween book series. That's beautiful. Like, so I hope you like Twilight. That's like, why? You're about to find out. Alright, let's get these tiles on here. Something just dinged. Not sure what, but something dinged. I kind of fuck with this bathroom, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is actually kind of cool. Again, I do wish there was an option to do, like, larger swatches, but we'll just kind of have to... Gotta go with what we got here. Alright, oops, I think I missed a spot. Alright, let's see. Alright, that's not bad. That's not bad. I don't hate this. Like, truly, I don't. Let's fix the rest of this here. I don't know how I missed this, but I guess I did. Oop, shit. Okay, hold on. This is the same thing, right? Okay. It's a little quality of life thing, but I do appreciate that they put you back on the last thing and color that you use, so good job for that. I'm glad someone outside of my household likes my weird humor. No, I've always been like the kind of weirdo in the family, so weird flies here, no problem. Elden Ring playthrough when? Actually, Doomsday, you missed it. I did a partial playthrough of Elden Ring, where I played on easy mode, just to annoy people. I want to use these honeycombs, but like I don't really care for these patterns here. Now the question is, do I try to go with red to you know what? Let's see how it looks. Let's see how it looks, because worst case scenario, it just doesn't look good. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. That you can't see the blood on the floor. Good point. Good point. Yeah, this was a couple of months ago. There's a mod on Nexus Mods where you can download essentially they're calling it easy mode. So like you do more damage, you take less damage. You could choose. There's a couple different options where you could choose to like, you know, get more souls, or get more, you know, like get more points for its abilities, etc., right? Is this goth enough yet? I'm not sure if we're goth enough yet. Get out of here. This is very shiny. I love it. See, now I'm feeling like, is this too much wallpaper? I don't know. I don't know. All right, so we're gonna need something for out here. So let's figure out the floors. Wooden flooring. What do we have? Elden Ring is what you were playing when you accidentally jumped off a roof or a cliff or so. I mean, probably. TBH, probably. Wasn't there just a black one? Hold on. Yeah. So we got wooden strips 1, wooden strips 2. The wood doesn't look too bad. I'm not really a big fan of some of these here. Maybe we just stick with like the regular. Yeah. Let's see how this looks. Okay, yeah. So we'll do this for out here, and then in the bedroom, I guess we'll do some carpet. That seems pretty okay. Because we want like a solid color to balance out the busyness of the wallpaper, right? Oh, hydrate and stretch. Okay, hold on. Thank you. Thank you very much. Honestly, I kind of needed that stretch. I was being a little shrimpy on the computer here. And get my drink. I think I mentioned, but today's drink is also apple cranberry juice. It's fucking delicious, dog. Mama Wolf break time. Thank you, Luna. What about a checkered floor? Ooh. Ooh, so we're saying like red and black solid color? That could work. Here, let me get all the black filled in, and then we'll. Oh, black and white. Okay. Well, see, the thing is, like, we're trying to make the room according to what he wants, and he wants shades of black and red. Although the black and white would go really well with the wallpaper we have out here. So maybe we'll give it a try. Let's see. Alright. Let's get all that in. And then let's... Ah! Thank you, Sark, for redeeming WGOG Radio. Welcome, everybody. Oh no, do I have to break it to do it? Shit, hold on. Before I go into WGOG, still saving up for that tab. You're never gonna let that go. I gotta also figure out how to get my webcam working again. Could always do a nice border to the rooms too in different colors. True. Let's do this. Okay, hold on. This is WGOG Radio. Welcome. If you're not familiar with WGOG Radio, this is where I attempt to emulate my voice when I was working at the classical radio station here in Buffalo. I will do my best to keep things as FCC... I already messed that up. FCC friendly as possible. It might not always work, but I will do my best, and we will also be speaking with a slightly different cadence and tone. Welcome to WGOG Radio. Almost halfway there. That is both delightful and concerning. I know you wanted that dab for some time. Again, I messed that up. Good job, me. This is perhaps a little tedious, but we will make this work. All right. Let's see where I goofed up here. We will go back to floor. And there we are. Excellent. Fix that spot. Beautiful. And then now let's add a touch of white. You know, I don't hate this. This is not too bad. Although, I wonder if I want to spend time crowbarring the rest of the wooden floor so that we can do this, if that makes sense. I love your radio voice. Thank you, Luna. When you're working in classical radio, you do have to be careful because you can't just speak in certain cadences, right? When I was working in college radio, for example, I could speak essentially however I wanted to. And, you know, again, within FCC guidelines. But working with classical, you do have to make sure that that things are nice and calming, because people don't want to listen to a classical radio station and hear somebody scream, you know? I think we'll go ahead and put some carpet in the bedroom. Let's see what we're dealing with here. I must admit, I don't particularly care for much of these carpets, although... Royal ornament could work. We could be bringing some of that into here. So let's see what colors we're working with. You know what? No, that would be too busy. Too busy. Since we have a black gradient on the bottom of the wall, let's see if we can do a black rug here. That would be delightful. Here we go. Okay. Let's see what this looks like. Now we need pink wallpaper. Perhaps that'll be the next room where we do pink wallpaper. He is specifically looking for black and red, however. I know technically if you want to get into details, black, or rather pink, is a shade of red, but we are going to make this as traditionally gothy as we can get our hands on. So we'll see. Let's just go ahead and sketch the rest of this carpet out. There we go. Right, yes, as I was saying, I know pink is technically a shade of red, but I have a feeling he's not looking for pink, especially. This is all sorts of mismatched wonder in here. This is quite busy. Let me mute myself for a moment, please. Thank you. This has been 5 minutes of WGOG Radio. Thank you so much for redeeming that back to our normal nonsense. No, I had to blow my nose. Like, when I'm streaming, and it happens sometimes on actual radio too, but like, I'll stream and then I will just, my nose will just start running for no particular reason. Well, this doesn't want us to do the ceiling yet, although we might, just to keep things a little coherent. Hold on, let me break this up. I feel like we missed a couple of spots. Yeah, here we go. There we are. Now we want to go back to floor. Let's just touch this up real quick. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Was it this one? Yeah, it was. Okay. There we go. Okay, cool, cool, cool. And then we did carpet. Yes? Okay. There we go. Pepto-Bismol is my jam. Do I even bother? I guess you could tell I'm not the best at interior design. But we're technically giving him what he asked for, so... This room looks kind of fire. Would love a vampire-themed hotel. Yeah, right? Like, you just get a whole thing. Alright, so let's design the room. He's gonna want some curtains. So let's see... Hold on. Yosh! Thank you for the head pat. Okay, furniture... Let's start with the bed. These beds are all, like... They're not giving vampire, you know? Like, we need, like, a real, like, fancy... traditional-looking bed, right? There's a spot in the Lester... Oh, damn it. Alright, we'll go back to it. Thank you for pointing that out. See, something like this, but, like, bigger. You know what I mean? None of these are, like, really giving vampire. I guess we could do that one. That one's... Actually, that one's... See, this would be good if it was 2. Nah. I guess we'll go with this one. This one seems as close as we can get it, I suppose. Yeah, it definitely needs to be a double bed. We can't be fucking around with singles here. Alright, let's see what we got. Nirvana... Jesus. We want some side tables. Think vampire. That's kind of fun. I kind of like that one. Was this Vernus? Santana, no. This could be good for the end of the bed. Like, we put that, like, right here. And then we'll do... Oh, wait, shit, that looks that's kind of coffin-y, I suppose. What was the one I said looked cool? Where'd it go? This one. Alright, we'll put these on both sides of the bed. There we are. Okay. Oh, it's not even. Shit. It's gonna bother me. Stop it. Oh, you bastard. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Alright, that's fine. I'll get back to the spot in a minute. I want to start getting the furniture out. By the window, right side. By the window, right side. By the window, right side? I don't see. I know we got that spot there. Down here. Okay, okay. Hold on. We went wallpaper. Game. Oh, Lord. Look at how cute that is. Holy shit. Okay, no, stop. We need to focus. Another reason of what we used. Yo? Hello? Okay, no, we need to... Okay. Focus. So, the next room that we're able to that doesn't have a theme, we're definitely gonna put, like, those fucking... those cat ones up there, because that is absolutely ridiculous. Vlad is gonna get a cleaning bill for those white sheets. He's doing his night of passion. Well, you know, as long as he knows that he's... I'm sure he's rich. I'm sure it'll be fine. Alright, so we want floors, and we want wooden flooring, this, and this. Okay. Boop. Okay. Let's get our mighty broom. Okay. Were there any other places that... Oh, Jesus. Okay. That needed to be swept. Did I miss anything? No, we're good. Okay. Back to furniture. Boop, boop, boop. Alright. So we need a table. Let me think. So I'm thinking we put a nice, like... Hold on, let me think. We put a nice couch, like, right over here. Or, no, we put the couch over here because it's away from the window, and we can put a desk over here. Alright, let's think vampire. Think vampire. What would be cute? That's kind of vampire. Oh, shit! Hey, Leon, how you doing? I hope we get a crazy cat mom at some point. That would be awesome. I'm not really feeling any of these to kind of... I kind of like this one. Like, this one looks fun. This one I feel like we could mess with. Okay. So let's put the desk here. And then we're going to add some chairs. Leon, if you're joining us, we're playing this game called Hotel Renovator. It's my first time playing it. And right now, we're creating a room for somebody who is certainly not a vampire. Wink. No. I do wish you could change the colors of these. Like, I'm not really feeling... I don't know. Like, I'm not really jiving with any of these for him. Maybe this weird back one? Most vampires smart, right? Like, if you're not a rich vampire and you've lived for hundreds of years, what are you doing? It feels like you should be able to game the system. I guess this is as fancy as we're gonna get, so yeah, here's a chair. And then we'll put a chair in the bedroom, because usually, like, hotels have bedroom chairs, right? Oh, you dick. Alright, we'll put that there. Alright, now we need a couch. That could work, but let's see what else we have here. It's ribbed for his pleasure. Alright, I can kind of fuck with that, but again, I wish they were in different colors, you know? Let's see. Oh, this is kind of classic. No. Alright, let's go back to that other one. This should do. I think this will do. Okay. Then we need a coffee table. Guests should pay extra for that level of privacy, right? You think you're gonna get privacy here? No. Yeah, circles aren't gonna do it. We need... No, it's too modern. Like, normally I am all for modern, but, like, it's not gonna fly with Vampire Guy. And we're trying to stick to stuff that's, like, 2-star, right? So, I don't know. Like, that's cute, but it's too small. Unless we do 2 and 2, and it's not gonna look nice. I don't know. What? No. Nah, we need it longer. It's not going to work otherwise. Well, I guess we're going to have to go modern. It's not my favorite, but... These all kind of suck. This one's okay. We'll go with that one. Armchairs. Let's see what we got. The longer glass one looked cool. Alright, we can go back to that one. Hold on. Let's see what we have here. Maybe... These are all 1 star, though. We want 2 stars. Let's see. That one looks okay. No. That one could work. That one's not bad. No, no. Oh, this one gives like a throne like kind of feel to it. Yeah. Let's do this. Nice. And actually, you know what? We're gonna do. I know it doesn't call for it, but we're gonna do 2. Because I think it helps kind of fill the room out a little more. All right, so we need a closet. So the closet we could probably put over here on this wall, right? Let's go past all the 1 star. That one looks like it's kind of oh, wait. How did I do that? Wait, are you telling me that I could have done colors this whole time? How did I do that? Wait. You motherfucker. Alright, well, I guess we can do colors now. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to go back and, like, edit all the stuff we just put down. I didn't realize that colors were a thing. That's fancy schmancy. Can I... Hello? Oh, it's gold, though. We don't want gold. Yeah, that armchair totally has a vamp vibe. Like, 100%. Better now than before we're done with the room. That's true. That one I can kind of fuck with. This one's too modern. We don't want mirrors. Okay, let's see what we got here. No. I'm not really feeling any of these, but... There we go. Okay, well, shit. We're gonna have to go back and, like, edit all of these now. Fuck! Alright. Pick up. Edit. Oh, we can- Oh! Okay, we can edit. Oh, thank God. Okay. Oh, man. We could really... fuck this up. We're gonna fuck this up. Are you kidding? Oh my God, this is so terrible. I would pick this if it wasn't clashing with the wall. Oh my God, this is so good. Alright, we don't want leather. We want, like, something nice and comfy, right? Okay. And let's change this to black. Oh, red. Red. Yes, look at how that pops. Okay. Res the red. What the red doing? I don't quite know if that matches, but we'll deal with it. Okay, you need to stay here, right? And let's... Ooh, that's fun. Let's get more texture. Okay. Oh, yes, look at that. So let's center this a little more, and then we're going to edit it. That looks already so much better. I do wish we could change the wood on this, but we're just going to have to go with what we got. Okay. What the vamp doing? All right, let's change this color. Already. It's beautiful. Mwah. Look at this. Look how much better that looks. Oh my god, I can't. All right. Let's edit the rest of these. Oh. Beautiful. Ooh. Oops. Nah, let's keep it plain. Although I do like that. Again, I do wish we could change the wood, but at this point, I'm just happy we can do anything to this, so... Alright, that's looking so good. That's looking so good. Alright, what else do we need for the furniture? Furniture, we need shelves. Okay, let's see what we got here for shelves. These are 1 star, we want 2 star. Maybe... I don't know. See, this is modern, but I kind of like it. Oh, how did we miss all that? Shit. Okay, we gotta go back to that. I don't know. This one I can kind of fuck with. Can we make this red? Kinda. This is for your comfort, sir, of course. Okay. So there's that. Let me fix this real quick, because I can't believe we missed, like, these 2 giant spots over here. Alright. Walls. Wallpaper patterns. Good and good. There we go. How clumsy of me, jeez. Alright, so now we need to add sanitary design. Let's go back in here. I know it clashes a little, but I really kind of fuck with this room. I really do. Alright, furniture, where are you? Okay. Plants, lamps, wall lamps, mirrors. No mirrors. Okay, bathtubs. What do we got? Ooh, that's kind of fun. A little small, though. Would a vampire like... Would a vampire like that? I don't even know. See, I think this is a nice size. This is pretty good. Okay, there's that. Vampire need to pee. So I guess we'll put this here. Let's see if we have any better toilets. I hope we do. What the fuck? Oh. Why can't we just have, like, a normal-ass toilet? Why does it have to be... Can we just put the... put the toilet floating in midair? Ah, this is weird. I don't like any of these. I really don't. Okay. Why is it floating in midair? Fuck me. This one, actually, I kind of like that one. Hold on. Can we change the color? We might be able to. Hold on. Ooh. Ooh. Hold on. No, go back. Yeah. Now we're cooking with something. And actually, can I edit this too? No, I can't. Okay. Yes, I can. I lied. Let me see. This is so ridiculous. Like, holy shit. Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna go for it. Why not? Oh my god. White sheets can be bulk bleached. You know what? Venus, that is an excellent point. For me, like, I'm allergic to bleach. So if this was actually me doing this, I couldn't do it. But I could also see that, like, being a thing, right? Alright. Back to furniture. Now we need our bathroom cabinets. What do we have that is 2-star? That is... Well, that's something. Ooh, can we put this under the sink? We kinda could. Okay. No. It'd be cool if we had something that would fit, like, right there, you know? Well, that we could put over here. No, because it's going to be too close to... Wait, hold on. Can we... Does that work? No, the door can still close. Right. It's not great, but, like... I don't know. We could do something with it. Is a big old shower not an option? We can, but it's not what he's asking for. So, like, if you look above my head, you'll see that there's... Actually, I should make myself a little smaller. Hold on. You'll notice that there's, like, some things to take a look at here. Where am I here? Hold on. There we go. So he's looking for specific things, right? I'm reminded of the time my hair dye bled on the whole... Oh my god, I would be mortified. How did you handle that? Because I would just be like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do it. Like, did they give you, like, a real, like, shitty upcharge? Now we want to... See, this would be nice, but it's 1 star. We're looking for... Oh, we have 2-star quality. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Now we can fuck with this. We can put this here. Nice. Nice. Alright, what else do we need? Bathroom wall accessories. A cup for when you're pooping and you must have something to drink. We can't edit this. Okay. Alright, I'll put that there. And put our grab bars, because that is necessary. Put our towel rail here. Wait, where's our toilet paper holder? Here it is. Boop. Bathtubs, especially clawfoot tubs, are more vampire style than everyday showering. Yeah, I would agree with that too, right? Like, you just get a nice, like, old soak in the bathroom. Alright, so let's see here. Game, if you could stop freezing on me, that would be super cool. Liquid soap, toothbrush cup, toilet brush. Can we edit that? No, we can't. Alright, we'll put the toilet brush here. Soap? Oh, we have a soap dish. Hold on. Wait. Let me... Stop that. Move you here. Now, can we put the soap on top of the soap dish? This is a very important question. We can! Okay, I know that seems really corny and everything, but, like, I swear, like, that's such, like, a cute, important touch. Like, goddamn. Okay. We do need a ceiling light in here, so let's figure this out. Light, light, light. Party. We'll come back to that. Ceiling lamp. Okay. So, oh yeah. Oh, look at this. Hello? Oh yeah. Yeah. This is just gonna go everywhere. What the hell are you doing over here? No. Okay. There we go. That chandelier is perfect. It is giving. It's also off-center. Oh, shit. I did not mean to do that. My bad. Messing with some of these can be a little unintuitive sometimes. There we go. Okay. As far as I know, nope. I felt super bad, but then I was like, they're white and they've probably seen worse. My partner never mentioned them charging us more either, so it's probably fine. That was the same trip I ended up in the sun too much. I was sick. Ooh. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, that sucks. I absolutely remember when, this was like years ago, but, my cousin was a baby and we went to Florida. We went to Orlando and he got such bad fucking sun poisoning. Like his skin was peeling off. It was just awful. You know what? Wait. Okay, we'll put these out too. Hold on. Will this fit? No. Damn it. Of course. Why would it? There was a book on cooking that I thought was really funny. Yeah, here it is. Basic Plan You House, basic cooking instructions. Okay, we'll put we'll put that out. But I think he wanted candles, right? Ooh. Ooh. No, we want like fancy candles. There we go. Oh my god, look at this. Hello? No, we don't want that. We want... Yes! We gotta candle this place up. Hold on. Oh, that fucking rolls. Look at this. We need something out here. I'm not sure what. Give me your ideas for something to put in that space. Dinner is always better than candle. You are 100% correct. I'm gonna add some more candles over here. There we go. Beautiful. And we hit our candle mark, so that's good. Alright, wall decorations. Let's see. Nope. No. Chicken of Destruction. Oh my god. Look at these paintings. Holy shit. That's kind of fun. Oh, they're different collections. Look at this. Okay, interesting. We're looking for, like... We definitely want something that's, like, traditional, right? Let's see here. Look at this cat. Oh my god. Okay. These are all very good, but, like... We're thinking goth. We're thinking... I don't know. Like, none of these are really... That could fit the vibe. Wait. There we go. That's one. For the post-apocalypse Among Us, it looks like we need more black and red. We really do. We really do. So we need to focus on black and red. A castle? Wait. I think castle is very vamp. This is beautiful. The only way he can see the sun. It's so cruel. Alright, let's see what, oh. Ooh. That would look really good against this red. Ooh. Rembrandt, the bench. No. Soundproofing panels, Oh my god. There's so much neon. Get out of here. Get out of here, wall panels. That could be cute. What are our options here, though? There are so many options, which I do appreciate. Yeah. You want some grapefruits, chat? All right. How could you not? How can we not? Come on. That is too perfect. You found the art for the Fallout experience. That's gonna come later. That's gonna come later for sure. I kind of like how that looks, actually. I know blue isn't part of the color scheme, but that red, like, really, like, that really sort of pops in the room. I don't know. I can kind of fuck with this. We need to find curtains. Before we do anything else, we really need to find curtains, because that's what he wants. Where would the curtains be? Whoop, hello? This is going to be for eventual hipster room. We'll have one of those, I'm sure. Oh, red flower. Hold on. Here we go. Oh, how perfect. Nice. He wants a plant. Okay. Monsters are pretty good. Let's see here. Lilies. I feel like if there's a rose, we kind of have to go with a rose, right? Like, that seems like that would have to be the way we'd need to go. Swiss cheese plant. There are no roses. All right, I get. Oh, this is kind of fun. Hold on. Can we get this in red? Yes, we can. Absolutely. Oh, and that pops against the green. Ah, beautiful. All right, put that here. We need some lamps. That's kind of fun. Oh, I do like that one. Can we put this on the table? No, we can't. Shit. Okay. That pick screams Vampire Lestat. I know! It's so good! Like, how could you see this if you're making a goth room and not think, oh, there it is. Right? That's gotta be the way. We need another lamp. Hold on. Eh. I guess we can do this one for the desk here. There we go. Okay. And now we need some wall scones. What do we have? I'm not really... I mean, that one maybe... We want something that has an actual covering, though, right? So, like, none of these are really doing it. I guess we'll just go with this one. Okay. No, we're not done. How do we... Party stickers special? We put a ghost trap in the room. Where do we find the curtains? Where would the curtains be? Alex's desk. Ida desk? I don't know what any of these desks are. Okay. Okay, we can't stop here. We need to find curtains. Technology party. What would be party? Love balloon? Oh my god, look at this. Happy Valentine's Day! That's amazing! Oh my god, look at this. This is so ridiculous. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my god, like we put this here? Oh, it's not letting me put it against the wall. Damn. Okay, never mind. Wait. You're gonna tell me that a vampire doesn't have, like, delectable, like, wine or champagne or something? Give me a break. Heart lamp. There we go. Get some more red in here. Okay, but seriously, we need to find the curtains. Where the fuck are the curtains? Stickers. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, that's so much. Oh, Jesus Christ. Actually, I'm gonna talk about this. Alright, we have beds, cabinets, tables, chairs, sofas, coffee tables, armchairs. Oh, curtains. Yeah, that wall really did need something. Can we edit this? Yes. We need red. Give me red. Ooh, yes. The curtains in there should be black. So hold on. Let me... Alright, so we'll do this, but we'll make this also red. Okay, let's make this a little... Okay. Either we'll do the same curtains in here, but we'll do them black. So it'll pop against the red wall, right? Ooh, yeah. That's nice. Alright, we'll do that. And then this one we'll put over here. It seems about right. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, the bathroom needs curtains. Shit, hold on. Hold on. Let's figure out the bathroom needs curtains. Let me see. No. 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 I mean... I guess we can do this one. Okay, that's fine. Because you can untie it, right? It's whatever. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. This is fine. Alright, I do think we're kind of a little busy in some places, but you know what? I don't... Oh. Hi, Balloon. I truly don't hate this. Hey, where'd the candles go? I feel like we need something out. You know what? We're done. We're done. We're done. I do like these. I think this is as good as we're gonna get when it comes to curtains fully covering the windows. That's probably as good as we're gonna get. Alright, so let's close the doors. Okay, and then I think we're gonna call this done. Yeah, wow. What a difference. Holy shit. It's still a little bit busy in some places, but you know what? Like, I think at the end of the day, we're gonna call it. That's not looking bad at all. Oh, we got a style reward. Ooh. Okay. Go to the basement. Blah. This is not what I expected. However, I noticed the hotel has a basement. Can I take a look inside? It's not your business. It's not your house, dude. This hallway still looking like shit. How are we doing in 101? Hello, ma'am. With the crop top. How is your experience in our magic room? Okay, thank you. Bye. Okay, go to the basement. They can't look outside out. That's true. This is true. Alright, let's see. Let's go back to the ground floor. Okay. Where did she go? Oh, come on. Even back here? Look at this. Excuse me, did you say dynamite? Are you fucking saying did we get dynamite at some point? Are you kidding me? What the fuck? Yeah, the cleanup fees are extra. Like, yeah, we're gonna have to charge you, my mans. The interior... Oh, please do not turn on the light. I can see just fine. The interior is dark and damp, just as I prefer. And what is this chest? Oh, let's sell this. Beautiful candle. Oh, it's trash. Okay. What? Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh my god! scared the fuck out of me. Oh my god. Oh my god. I almost had a fucking heart attack. Get out. Holy shit. I thought he was just like in his room. Can you get the fuck out of here? Oh my god, dude. Find special item on a bellboy uniform. Is the vampire gonna be the bellboy? I hope so, because that would be amazing. Okay, so legitimately, that scared the piss out of me. That was absolutely fucking terrifying. I really hope somebody clipped that. Banana. Yeah, sure. What are you doing? Okay. Okay. Great.
Well, great! We killed 2 birds with 1 stone. While our strange guest sleeps in the chest, our new customer can stay in the room 103. We doubled our income.
Sure, Yumiko. Sure. I guess we'll just straighten this up while we're here, right? In case anything else fucking decides to pop out at me, at least I can run. Holy hell. My heart is in my... Oh my god. How long have we been going for? We going for 2 hours? Okay. Let's at least clean this up back here, shall we? I know it's saying that we don't have to, but we really should. Did anyone clip? I hope somebody did, please. Because I would love to throw that on YouTube or something. That was just so ridiculous. Oh, am I making too much noise for you? Asshole. Can I sell these? No, I can't. Okay. I'm gonna turn around again. He's gonna be there. Okay. What a prick. I go out of my way to make a special goth room just for him, and what do I get? I get the shit fucking scared out of me. Can I not? This is exactly what a crowbar is for, and I can't use it? Okay. Oh, okay. Sark, you clipped it? Thank you so much. Oh my god. Okay. Well, down here is looking better at least. Let's go back upstairs. Fuck me. I don't like the fact that the game is giving us dynamite. Like, that's... I don't like that. Automatic cleaning robot. I like that. That sounds like it'd be good. What is this? Let me get this egg. You know, it says Yumiko is supposed to be our assistant, but so far she hasn't done, like, fucking anything, and I'm the only one doing the work around here. So unless she intends on being the bellhop, like, we need to have a serious discussion talking about some adjusting of work requirements. Oof. Vlad 1, Coggle 0. You're not wrong, honestly. Thank you for that. Alright, what are we doing here? Hi, I'm Celine from the Horizons. You might have heard our single Destroy. We'd love to record a video in your lobby while we smash the place up. Sure. Yeah, okay. I really don't want to get rid of this, but saying it's trash, so we're gonna have to. How do I... Oh, that's just floating there, isn't it? Can I, like, sweep away the cobweb? No. You're just gonna be there, huh? Okay. I don't hate these rugs, but they don't go with the vibe of the sort of modern thing we got going on here, so unfortunately, they must go. Alright, so we're adding microphone stand. Okay, hold on. That would be underneath what? Party? Teddy heart lamp. Gift. Party archway. I know we saw them. Where the hell did we see them? Was it special? Or tech? Tripod camera. Concert speaker. Okay, here we go. DVD player, speaker 1, 2, 3, TV. Well, let's get the TV at least for the fucking hallway out here. Okay. Special. Ghost trap, dog bed, bar stool, desk. Where the hell? I know we saw the... whatchamacallit? The guitar is somewhere here. It's gotta be here, right? Microphone stand. Here we go. Okay. So we'll put you, like, here. Add electric guitar. There's acoustic guitar. My old friend. Trumpet. Acoustic. Here's electric. Okay. Add studio lamps and video cameras. Okay, here's a studio lamp. Nope. Stop it. Studio lamp 1. Studio lamp 2. And then add video cameras. Okay. Hey, Basil! How you doing? Oh, no. Oh, you grading? I'm so sorry. My biggest apologies. How... Dare I ask how it went? Well, I guess this can go back here, or not. Okay, never mind. Alright, we need... It says video cameras? Okay, hold on. Got a shit ton of desk. Fishing rod, trumpet, surfboard, orchestra stand, double bass, grand piano, acoustic guitar, camera. Here we go. Oh man, these are like these old school fucking cameras. Need to get a little updated with the times here, right? Wait, what? What is happening? Okay. It honestly really does, Luna. It does feel like that, TBH. I, too, love butt rock. I didn't think they were actually gonna record something. This is pretty great. Eh. I gave up grading for tonight. I couldn't stomach the wrong answers about the French Revolution, or even worse, answers from our website. Yeah. Look at this numbnut. Look at you go, buddy. Keep rocking on, my friend. Dare I ask about the answers you're getting about the French Revolution? like, should I ask? Or is it best left unsaid? I wish I could be him right now. Yeah, for real. Excuse me. Excuse me. Madam. She just blew up the fucking lobby. She fucking kick-flipped Dynamite into the lobby and... What? Huh?
Oh, look at this mess. You better start renovating the lobby right away.
Bitch, can you do anything? Anything? I'll do it. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I guess we figured that out. We solved the riddle of the Sphinx. Holy hell. Yeah, that was certainly something. I wish I had somebody to help me clean up instead of just standing there like a fucking jamope. Okay. Well, alright. Great. The question is, how might the complaints of a peasant and a merchant compare during the revolution? Okay, that seems like that's a solid thought. Like, yeah, okay. The answer is that they both want equality for different reasons. Okay. So, how did that go? Stone tiles, polished stone, standard wood panels. I think we might go with brick. Brick seems like the way to go. We want the entrance to be like kind of light and airy, right? So oh wait, we have tool mode now? Oh, look at this! Yeah, Luna, you're right. Looks like now we've unlocked the do massive everything mode. Beautiful. About fucking time. Students focus too heavily on taxes, while Trio was not what I had them read. Okay. Like, guys, come on. Like, you know, I appreciate the effort for the answer, but perhaps if you focus on what we read in class. Yeah, Luna, exactly. It only took the lobby being broken up to shit for us to unlock that. But, you know, MBD, I suppose. See, this is a lot faster. So now if I want to turn around and be like, I don't actually care for this too much, we can just do a quick click and everything's okay. Alright, I don't hate the brick. I don't hate it. Wait, what's going on over here? There we go. Am I missing any spots? I am. Hold on. It's not letting me do the top of that. That kind of sucks. Okay, did I get all the rest though? Like, I know I'm missing this, like, some of the tops here, but... Alright, now for the floor... I'm thinking we do something dark. We don't want carpet. Why is grass a thing? Get out of here. Yeah, we're gonna have to do the ceilings. Although it hasn't told us to do the ceilings yet, so I don't want to, like, get ahead of it and, like, possibly break the game or something. The ones that annoy me the most are... the ones... Oh, wait, hold on. That I know are not the correct answer, but is not found on Google. They're going somewhere for the S that aren't the textbook. Let me tell you something. I don't understand at all why students do this. Truly, I don't. Like, everything that they need is available in the readings given to them. Like, there is absolutely no fucking reason... I don't like Alhambra, actually. That's... Oh, that's busy. That could be good. Like, all you need is right there, right? Like, it's not... This isn't a test. This isn't, like... I'm asking you to go out of your way to do research or find these things. It's literally just look at the reading, and then the reading will tell you what to do. But instead, it has to be a whole thing, and then they find answers, and it's like, where did you even get this from? Like, what are you doing? I truly, even as a student, like, I couldn't understand that, like, line of thinking. I really don't. Alright, let's see how this looks. No. You do not have to apologize for anything I asked. Don't worry about it. Alright, we're gonna wait for this to cover up. I like this purple. I like this purple a lot. Does it go with the brick? I don't know. But I like the purple. %99%. Okay, what are we missing here? Oh, over here. Okay. I'm like, game, please don't bust my balls. I'm missing, like, one tile somewhere. I like the path that was part of the old floor. You know what? Me too. Let me... Do we remember what it looked like, is the question. Maybe we just do, like, a plain... No. Like, we just do, like, a plain... Hold on. You're not gonna let me do single tile? Oh, I'd have to break it. You know what? We'll worry about that later. Most finished the assignment in less than half an hour. The reading itself is about 6 pages. It's an honors class. I'm already being told the classes I have next year is the COVID class. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, not that. Anything to do with that. I kind of like the floor, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's also because I like purple, so maybe I'm... Is there... I don't know. I think it looks okay. I think it looks okay. We definitely have to fix the lobby, but I think this is looking okay. Doesn't need to be the same pattern, but that was very nice when it was a path. Maybe I'll do that off stream because I'm gonna have to, like, tick all of these tiles away now again. But that is definitely an idea, Luna, for sure. Suspicious activity. What? fuck? Oh, Jesus! Okay. The chicken won. The chicken won. Why'd the chicken keep winning? I don't know what's going on anymore. The chicken keeps kicking my ass. And it's gone. Okay. Okay. What the fuck? I am naming it Diogenes. What a perfect name for him. Okay, so that happened. I guess. Game, you don't have to, like, this is something that kind of is bugging me. Not just necessarily about this game, but, like, just some games in particular. Like, if I'm in the middle of doing a task, like, right now, like, downstairs, I should be working on furniture down here. It switched me over to, like, oh, go get the chicken. And it's like, no, I'm working on this task, right? Like, let me finish the task I'm working on. You don't need to keep offering all this stuff at once, right? I'm gonna finish destroying this area here, and then we're gonna go back downstairs and work on the lobby, because this is looking like garbo. Alright, I'm gonna go back downstairs. Okay. What we need down here first is some fucking light. So, hold on. Let's before we do anything else... Ceiling lamps. Okay. That is very pretty, but it's not doing a damn thing for us. What do we got here? I want, like, definitely more of a modern feel. I really like those. Those are nice. Okay, okay. Put a couple of these in here. I know the ceilings look like shit. We will figure that out in time. Oh, I can't put anything there? Oh, that sucks. There will later be a 13th floor and it'll be curses I'll get out and give you more questions and the answer. Oh, probably. Probably, yeah. Alright, now that we got some light in here so I can fucking see. Alright, let's start decorating this area. Cabinets. Why do I need cabinets in the lobby? So I got a toy stuffed chicken from my mother. I brought it to my classroom, named it Dio, and then tasked my students to find out why I named it as such for bonus points in the final. They get one attempt, and only one can claim the prize as long as they know the story behind it. Ooh, that's fun. I like that quite a bit. That's very, very cute. Alright, so let's think. We're in a lobby. You enter the lobby, there's going to be some chairs here, chairs here. We'll turn this into a lounge, right? Okay. So what would be appropriate for... That could work? We want to keep it at least 2-star out here, right? Okay. So we'll put one of these guys here. One of these guys here. Why are you not covered? Hold on. Hold on. Oh, shoot. Oh, no. Which one was it? Oh, it was this one. Okay. Okay, and then for the wall, we had that. Okay, beautiful. Okay. That was gonna bother me, like, real bad. Okay. They only just got it today. I asked them at the beginning of the year. Oh, you tasked them, excuse me. My students last year didn't get it, so I told them. Aw, that's a shame. I hope at least one of them is able to get it, because that would be really cool. Like, you come home one day and it's like, I found out the secret of the chicken. I would honestly be boasting about that. I'm not even gonna lie. Alright, so we need sofas. So let's see what we have that's 2-star. Maybe if we turn it around. There we go. That could work. Maybe. I like this one. What do we have here for... Ooh, nope. Nope. Kind of fuck with that, but it looks a little uncomfy. That is leather. We are not doing leather. Absolutely the fuck not. That's kind of fun. Probably want it like a nice light color, right? Ooh. Ooh, I like that. Alright, hold on. Oop, Jesus Christ. No, I didn't mean to delete it. Fuck. Okay. No, stop. Stop. Thank you. Alright, let's put... Alright. Furniture... Where did you go? Cabinets. Here we go. Okay. Oh, I keep forgetting that we can actually, like, change the damn colors on these things. There we go. Okay. Put that there. And then get rid of this one. Okay. I can't hear the name Dio and think of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. You know, I've never seen that thing, but, like, it's one of those pieces of information that you pick up, like, via cultural osmosis, right? What do we need? Sofa, and what is that, a love seat? Armchair, okay. Yeah, I would love to know if the students pick up that it's supposed to be Diogenes. Alright, let's think comfortable. That is not comfortable. That could be comfy. See, I'm trying to think of something that has either no arms or, like, is nice and wide. Like, I feel like this could be... That could be potentially very comf. Ugh. I gotta say, I'm not really feeling any of these, patterns so far. Nope. Maybe. No. 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 They're just so busy, you know?
Oh no! Electricity is out. I think I saw the fuse box in the basement.
You want to do something about it? You see me out here trying to do something. Yumiko, you are just fucking useless. Nope, stop it. Plato claimed that man was a bipedal featherless creature. Diogenes plucked a chicken, brought it to Plato or Aristotle's lecture, and held it and said, "Behold, man!" Hey! I forgot about that part. Hey, Bash, how you doing today? Welcome. I guess we need to talk to the van. Yeah, I guess so. Jesus Christ. Well, at least the power box is right here. Alright, we're doing good? Okay. Yeah, I really wish I could fire her. She is just, like, not doing a goddamn thing. Can I make... Hold on. Can I make the sofa match? Because if I can make the sofa match, that would be kind of cool. No. Very Twin Peaks, though. I'll give it that. No, I can't make it match. Never mind. Damn it. That's a shame. She's an... Yeah, quote-unquote important NPC. Jesus Christ. Why can't I repair this? Okay, let's just... Alright. So here's gonna be like a little lounge area type place. So let's think. We want some sofas. Right? And I guess for consistency's sake, we'll keep the same sofas? That seems right. Shit, I have to remember what color we used. Hold on. A little paler. There we go. Yeah? Okay. So in my opinion, if you say that you know where the fuse box is, that means you go fix it. Yeah, you would think, but does not seem to be the case for a certain assistant. She sure is doing not a goddamn thing. Alright, then we're gonna flip this around so we have like a nice little, like, kind of conversation pit. Okay. I figured, like, probably put a TV here or something. Coffee tables. Let's see. What do we get? See, now that we're doing more, like, of a modern look, I don't mind, like, something like this, right? Like, that's not too bad. Although I wish it wasn't gold. I don't know why we feel the need to default things to gold. It's just... I'm not a fan. Let's see. I guess it's as good as any. Let's change the wood. Well, at least that kind of goes. Alright, put that there. Put that there. Let me see. We'll change the table up for over here. This still screams on a decoration game, and it's probably a psychological horror game in disguise. Honestly, I just wouldn't be surprised. I hope it isn't, but, like... Because I honestly, I'll be pretty upset, especially now since, like, we've gotten past the 2-hour mark, you know? Because then I can't refund the thing. Put one of these here. Put one of these here. Let's get some more of these. Like, I wish there was a way we could copy things. So, like, if I just wanted this chair with this pattern, I could just, like, eyedrop it or something. And then go from there. But I don't think there's a way for us to do that, which is a little frustrating. Like, I know we could just do that, but it's still, like... I don't know. Maybe I'm just being nitpicky. Alright, we need 2 more armchairs somewhere. Oh, we could put one here. And... I guess we can put, like, 2 over here? Alright, there's plenty of seating. There should be absolutely no place where people are like, oh, I don't have a place to sit. Alright, what else do we need? Closets. Okay. Let's see. We're hosting a vampire. There's a gambling chicken in the hallway. A music band literally blew up. You know, when you put it that way, you got a point. Again with the gold. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. The question is, where would we put it? Also, would any of this really actually go in a lobby? Like, I don't know. See if we can, if they have like a smaller cabinet somewhere. Probably not, though. Yeah, okay, I'm not really feeling any of these. Okay, I guess giant one it is. Where are we gonna put you, though? Well, I guess we can put you on the other side over here. That's as good a place as any, I suppose. And then we need shelves. Okay. They just announced later the Haunted Houses DLC. Like, no, it's a little too late for that, I think. Alright. There was a cool, like, kind of modern-y looking one somewhere. Maybe that was it? No. See, I like that this one, but it's 1 star. We want something to be 2 stars in order to get people's attention. So, unfortunately, like, that's not gonna cut it. Alright. Well, I guess we can... I'm going to attempt to make this as even as possible, but, don't blame me when it's not, is what I'm is what I'm trying to say here. New York accent? Thank you, Basil. We'll try to do the best New York accent we can do for you, okay? I've been honestly slacking a little.
New York City.
New York City.
New York City.
Thank you for redeeming that. Oh, hold on. I got a posture check here. Hold on a second. You know the meme of that dude with the murder board and the red strings? Yeah, that's me. I could see it. I could see it. Oh, what time is it actually? Oh, it's almost 9 o'clock. We're gonna have to wrap this up. Oh, shit. You're scaring the hell out of me over here. Alright, let's see what we got. Chaos! Thank you. Alright, let's see what we got. We gotta do... Oh my god, what the hell is this? Oh, it's a fish tank! How cute is that? Interesting. Oh, speaking of JoJo, here we go. You have some cleaning up to do. Whenever it rains, the hotel turns into a muddy swamp. Can you fucking do anything, you lazy bitch? Oh my god, are you kidding? Why am I the one doing all the work around here? Can you do anything? I'm so fucking annoyed at her. No, we can't, because apparently she's related to us or something. I don't know. I'm legit aggravated with her nonsense. I really am. You want a bird? Would you like a bird? That's so silly. Oh my god, look at all these different options we got over here. How many of these we need? 12? Alright, hold on. Can we put the... Can we? We can! Look at that! Okay. Oop. Interesting. Interesting. You gotta have... You know what? Bash, you're absolutely right. We're gonna need one, right? That just seems like the way of things. So I'll tell you what. Let me Let me add some... Well, that's aesthetic. And you can't change the colors. Everything's just nice and white. Oh, pardon me. Excuse me. It's beautiful. Holy crap. What the hell? Oh. A golden apple. We need that for heirs. There we go. Very nice. Very nice. All right. We got to figure... Where did that damn thing go? Well, see, now we got books. We could put books out here too, right? Can you fit? Can you fit? You might not be able to fit. Goodness, you're hefty. Can you go in? Can you go in, please? I know you could fit, but you're just being a stubborn ass about it. Come on. You know you want to go in there. No? I guess you don't. Okay. Yeah. Please fit? No? Damn it. Well, I guess that kind of fit. You just did that flooring, now it's muddy. Right. Oh, hello? What the fuck, dog? I just cleaned. Are you kidding me? Ungrateful bastards. Anyway. Let's see what we got here. Well, again, we're going for, like... No, we don't want Piet more drain in here. Get out of here. No. Tacky. No. Alright, we want something, like... nice and cute. Right? So that's one. And then over here... we'll do... I think we can change... Yeah, we can change these up. So let's see what we got here. That's cute. These are all really cute, I'm not gonna lie. There we go. Looking pretty sharp. Yeah. The swampy mess. We want a smaller painting, yeah? Hold on. Medium, small. Okay, here we go. I want to put it, like, right there, but it's not going to fit. I don't think. That'll fit. Let's see. I can kind of fuck with some of this abstract art. And we need something, like, right here. Oh, that's cute. It doesn't fit our style, but that's cute. Here we go. Beautiful. Nice. I really like how this is coming out so far. I actually don't hate it. It's probably, like, terribly clashy to other people, but, like, I don't know. I'm enjoying it. Oh, look at that. We can change the colors. Okay. Let's see here. I want to put it, like, on the windowsill, and it's not letting me. That's kind of disappointing. Oops. I really want like a tall boy that we can like stick in a corner somewhere. Kind of like that, but maybe not necessarily. Oh, the monster would be really good. Ficus would be good too. Let's see. So we put one of the plants here. I do like a nice Monstra. Hello, would you like plant while you sit? I received the usual complaint. If I understood correctly, something is broken in one of the rooms. Please check it out. Okay. I'm only trying to, you know, fix the lobby and everything, but, you know, it's fine. It's fine. You don't need to do anything. For fuck's sake. No, I want that to be nice and catty corner. Yeah, like that. Alright, well let me put another one of this one out, and then we'll fucking go upstairs and see what's broken. My spirit. Alright, let's go upstairs, see what the fucking problem is. Go to the room 101. Okay. Ah! You motherfucker! My patience is wearing so thin with this chicken. Right? Like, if only we had another staff member to help fucking fix all this stuff up. My poor fashion book got knocked around. Hey. Get back there. There we go. Sheesh. Yeah, book the room. Why does the chicken keep coming back, though? Like, can we not? Howdy, partner. We're under renovation. Pardon me. Yeah, I think the chicken's... We gotta do something about this chicken. This is goddamn ridiculous. Like, look how nice downstairs is. Well, kind of. In comparison to everything else. Jesus Christ. Alright, what do we need? Lamps. Yeah, we can do some lamps. Oh, that's fun. I like that. Ooh. Can we... There we go. And we need some wall lamps. See, out here, it's not too bad if we leave it sort of exposed, right? Like, I'm not too worried about that because it's the lobby. Like, it should be nice and lit. And I actually can kind of fuck with these. So let's do that. This is not going to be even. I apologize in advance. Like, it's just not going to be even. I'm so sorry. We need another ceiling lamp? Okay. Where are we gonna put you, though? I want to put you here, but you're not gonna let me, so... I guess we can go here. Mirrors? Okay. Yeah, we gotta find the fish tank. I can't remember where the hell it was. Does anybody remember what, where we found it? Technology. Okay, we're definitely gonna put a TV here, because I know people would want to, like, see a TV, right? Now, where the hell did that fish tank go? Party balloons, no. Special, maybe? Camera, electric guitar, ghost trap. Grand piano. I feel like we should also have a piano someplace. That seems like something you would have in a nice hotel, but was it maybe near the cabinets? Maybe. Let's see. Bathroom accessories, wall stand, shelves, closets, curtains, carpets, cabinets. It wasn't Halloween. I mean, it would have to be in decorations, right? Wall lamps, plants, wall decorations, decorations. Okay. Let's scroll past the candles, hearts, totems, small statue, vase, flower pot, cookie jar, tea plate, tea plate, tea plate, tea plate. There's so much in here. Oh, up! Here we go. Okay. So the question is, where do we put it? It could go underneath the TV. Okay, hold on. We just need to move the TV. We're gonna move it. I wish I could jump. We could move it up. And then put that guy there. TV to the other wall between shelves. I mean, we could... That is not even. But then this side wouldn't be able to see it. Then again, there's a fucking giant ash fish tank in the way. How are you gonna be able to see it anyway? Let me think. Alright, let's move the TV. We will put this... Oh, you know what? We could put it right here. There we go. Hold space to purchase. Oh. Okay. What are you... Get back in there. Hiya, we're throwing a bachelorette party for a friend Abigail. Would like to stay here for a few days. We need a special room for the bride to be. Here's a list of requirements. Okay. Well, let me just put this back on the shelf first. Do you do anything except stand there? Like anything? What time is it? Oh, it's 9:13. Okay, unfortunately we do gotta start wrapping this up. Booking. How are we doing here? Average get satisfaction 8.5. Not bad. Yeah, it really is. Let's see what can we unlock anything in here? Progress and story. Oh, we get a vacuum cleaner, cleaning robot, soundproofing, social media. That's kind of fun. Journal. We've got a lot to do. Okay, so we have to do... Unplugged we did. Destroyed by the Horizons we did. Okay, so we have girls just want to have fun. For all that you do. Collectibles. We got some bookings. Okay. And we got tips. Alright, so you know what? Just don't tell her about the vampire. I'm sure it'll be fine. So what are we thinking about this game? Are we thinking... I'm a little picky with it, especially with all the things it throws at us at the same time. But I don't hate it. I do appreciate that it gives us a lot to kind of mess with and customize. Like I've made this garish, but I actually kind of fuck with this design. I'm not gonna lie with you. Like I kind of dig it. It to me this is very comforting. I mean, it's definitely like very silly with the chicken and everything. Wow, look at this real estate. This is. Oh, is this supposed to be like the plaza? Like we're across the street from Central Park? You sneaky bastards. Alright, and clearly we've got a lot of work to do. Like, we've got to completely renovate the upstairs lobby. Let's, go upstairs real quick. Kind of want it. I think it's fun. It feels like it'd be good for my ADHD. Yeah. Like, there is a lot to do. I will give it that. Like, there's to me, like, it almost seems a little overwhelming with how much there is to do. But, like, if we take it, like, one thing at a time, I can kind of chill out. What is this now? Howdy, partners. I just won this fine steed in a poker game. Sadly, I lost my truck the night before, and now we need a place to stay for a while to gather our strength for the ride back. Hope you don't mind the smell. What? Okay, hold on. This is timed. Hold on. Wait a minute. Fuck. I'm sitting here like, okay, we're gonna start winding down now, and then I got a cowboy. Excuse me? Do you want me to add what? You want me to add what? Did you say motherfucking hay bales? Where? I guess we need I guess we're just bringing horses in now. Okay. Where the fuck would we... Special? Bar counter, mini fridge, sleeping bag, desk. Yeah, okay, we just got some hero bales now. What? Okay. What the fuck? Alright, I can't. We gotta, this is getting ridiculous. Holy shit. Alright. Fucking absolute nonsense this game is. Alright, so like, yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think I need to... I'm still kind of wrapping my head around this. It's so ridiculous. Is anybody else on right now? Let me see before I start bopping away over here. I don't think so. I don't think Mal is streaming tonight. I'm not sure if Tab is. All right, I think we'll just go ahead and go. So yeah, that was Hotel Renovator. I think what I might do if we come back to this for stream, I think what I might do is try to fix up the lobby and some of the common areas and get that kind of done off camera. So you're not like sitting here watching me do like the tedious stuff. And then we'll decorate the rooms and stuff on stream. That's if I come back to it. Devolver Digital gave me a code for essays on empathy. So I would like to get to that, this coming week if we can. I don't know. We'll just go from there. We'll just figure out what we're doing. So I guess on that note, I am gonna start getting the hell out of here. I want to thank you all for being here. It's been a blast. I love our conversations and silliness and all this goofy ass nonsense that we put up with. Thank you for being here. If I don't see you, I hope you have a great weekend. I'm not sure if we're doing a stream on William Strife's channel tomorrow. If we are, more than likely I'll be there. And if we're not, then I'll see you when I see you. So hopefully Tuesday, knock on table. So remember, as always, to do no harm, take no shit, and most importantly, please, please, please take care of yourself. Especially now. Jesus Christ. And thank you for laughing at my jokes. I appreciate it. Thank you all for being here. Have a lovely night, everybody. Take care. We'll see you soon.